Hi students of class 12. Last video lesson you have learned the experiments performed by various scientists which led to the conclusion that DNA is the genetic material. Now in this video lesson you can learn the structure of the DNA. Around the early years of 1950, an English chemist, Rosalind Franklin, started work on the DNA molecule and tried to understand the structure of the DNA by X-ray diffraction studies. At the same time, two scientists in the field of genetics, Francis Crick and James Watson, worked on the structure of the DNA and came to similar conclusions as Franklin. According to sources, they were fortunate to get better result and recognition compared to Franklin. They also shared a Nobel Prize with Maurice Wilkins for their discovery in the structure of DNA. Now let us learn the double helical structure of DNA proposed by Francis Crick and James Watson. So DNA is a double helical structure and it is made up of two polynucleotide chains. Each polynucleotide chain, the backbone is made up of sugar and phosphate. You know the sugar is deoxyribose sugar and you have already learned how the bonds are formed between the sugar and the phosphate. And the nitrogenous base forms the core of the DNA helix. So DNA is a double-stranded structure. There are two polynucleotide chains. The backbone of the chain is made up of sugar and phosphate and the nitrogenous bases are seen projecting inside. Now the two strands are anti-parallel. Now what do you mean by anti-parallel? If one of the strand is having 5-3- polarity, the opposite strand is having 3-5- polarity. Now what do you mean by 5-3- polarity? In one strand you can see the fifth carbon of the deoxyribose sugar is free at one end and at the other end you can see the 3- carbon of the sugar is free. In the opposite strand, the 3- carbon is free at one end and the 5- carbon is free at the other end. So if one strand is having 5-3- polarity, the opposite strand is having 3-5- polarity and we can say the two strands of the DNA are anti-parallel. Now the nitrogenous bases I already mentioned form the core of the DNA helix. So the nitrogenous bases are the purines and the pyrimidines. According to the base pairing rule, purines always pair with pyrimidine. Adenine pairs with thymine. Guanine pairs with cytosine. In between adenine and thymine you can see two hydrogen bonds and in between guanine and cytosine there are 3 hydrogen bonds. So this is the base pairing rule and according to Erwin Chargaff, the quantity of purine is always equal to the quantity of pyrimidine. If adenine is 20%, thymine is also 20%. And the ratios between the adenine and thymine and guanine and cytosine are constant and equals 1. So that is the base pairing rule. Purines pair with pyrimidine, adenine pairs with thymine, guanine pairs with cytosine. In between adenine and thymine there are 2 hydrogen bonds and in between guanine and cytosine there are 3 hydrogen bonds. And the quantity of purine is always equal to the quantity of pyrimidine and the ratios between adenine and thymine and guanine and cytosine are constant and equals 1. Now coming to the dimensions of the double helix, the diameter of the double helix is 2 nanometer. And you can see one complete turn of the helix is 3.4 nanometer. The distance between the base pairs are 0.34 nanometer. So you know one complete turn of the helix is 3.4 nanometer and the distance between the base pairs are 0.34 nanometer. So one complete turn can accommodate 10 base pairs. And another important point is the plane of one base pair stack over the other in double helix which gives additional stability to the DNA. Last is the DNA length. We can find out the DNA length by counting the number of nucleotides or the number of base pairs present in it. For example, the DNA length of bacteriophage is 5386 nucleotides. A bacteriophage known as Cy X174 the DNA length is 5386 nucleotides. Bacteriophage lambda, the DNA length is 48,502 base pairs. In E. coli, the DNA length is 4.6 into 10 raised to 6 base pairs. And the haploid content of human DNA is 3.3 into 10 raised to 9 base pairs. So that is how you find out the DNA length. Hope all of you have enjoyed my lesson. If so, please click like, post comment and subscribe. And if interested, visit my website www.ranipradeep.com for detailed notes. Thank you.